Hello everyone and welcome to a new video on my channel. I'm Adam and welcome to Battle of the Beasts New Generation episode number 9. Now, this is a very big recording session I'm doing. I've got the next a fair amount of battles I'm going to be doing in one sitting in separate videos because over the next few days I'm not going to be available. But as all these videos to be uploaded, but listed as private. All I need to do is just list unlisted, send link to Lucas, he'll edit it and then upload it for me. So very appreciated, Lucas. So yeah, I'm just getting as much as I can of round 1 done today, just to get just to focus on other stuff, and hopefully I'll get some time where I'll be able to record the rest of round 1. But I do not know when or if I'll get that. But that being said, let's see the first matchup of today. Okay, so the first matchup of today is Kanis the Shadowhound versus Akorta the All-Seeing Ape. Now this seems like a rather interesting battle, hence why I put it as the 9th battle here. If you don't know, I look at all the matchups and I order it from least interesting to most interesting. But what I did as a little twist here, as there were 3 mainly uninteresting battles, which were, in all respects, and you know who I'm talking to when I say this, well, you know if I'm talking to you, the Drogan versus Rykar fight, Drogan versus Greymon fight, that wasn't interesting. Thoron versus Nasefa wasn't interesting. And, in my personal opinion, oh god, what was it? Soara versus Quetzal wasn't interesting either. So those 3 battles, they were not interesting to me, and the rest of the what I did was I just plonked a few interesting battles in between each of them. And I think that worked out well because now we had a good starter to the series being Griff versus Zulok. But now we're working our way from least interesting to most interesting. And so Kanis versus Akorta. So as usual, I need a little bit of help here because I'm a bit of a dunce when it comes to these beasts. So, Lucas, let's get to the stats.
Kanis the Shadowhound. When the witch Kensa brought ordinary Gwildorian creatures under her thrall, she turned a gentle dog into this giant savage. Tom had to be very careful not to harm the innocent animal when battling this beast. As you can tell by these incredible stats, you are in for quite a surprise. So, let's take a look. Ooh, impressive here. As you can tell by the stats, Kanis has sharp fangs, sharp claws, tail whip, pitchfork tail, agile speed, and ghost phasing abilities. They're gonna prove quite deadly in this tournament, so you better back out, or this angry mutt will tear through you.
Akorta, the all-seeing ape. In the labyrinth jungle, Akorta is set with the task of stopping any trespassers that dare enter Wakanda. With powerful fists and 360-degree vision, along with the power of the jungle on her side, any trespasser would be one brave soul to face this beast. Now let's take a look at those incredible stats. 360-degree vision, can create ground shakes, control plants, strong enough to lift trees, and sadly we don't have much information on her stats because, as you know, at this point in time they haven't been fully released yet. But as you can tell by that personality, it's pretty angry, and she may prove a tough opponent in the tournament.
3, 2, 1!
Oh, okay. Kanis versus Akorta. Let's get into it. So, as both beasts exit from their chambers, Kanis runs out. Yes, runs out. Runs to the center, just looking around. This what kind of arena? I'm thinking of a forest arena, because forest arena, let's say. And I'm doing that just so Akorta can use her special ability, but also Kanis is strong enough to knock over trees, so if he can knock over castle walls, he can knock over trees, simple as. But Kanis strides out into the middle of the arena, looks around, and doesn't see anything, but hears what sounds like thumping coming from the other side of the arena. And Kanis goes to investigate, only to be greeted by Akorta. But before he can attack Akorta, a bunch of vines sneak up behind Kanis, wrap around his ankle, and pulls him backwards. Kanis turns around and, using his tail, he prods each of the vines, snapping it with his pitchfork tail, and gets and slashes at all other vines coming towards him, and goes and starts charging straight towards Akorta, to where he pounces and lands directly on top of Akorta, pushing her against the arena, digging his claws into her, just scratching. Akorta is using all her strength to just smash Kanis, or knock him away, but also hitting him. Kanis was digging and biting into Akorta, using his tail to prod back Akorta's fists fists of justice. Kanis then decides to back away just to get a safe distance to let help Akorta out. Bit weird of a evil beast giving another evil beast chance to recover, but it's fine. But Kanis actually did that just so he can back away and then get down low and use his tail to just stab Akorta directly in the chest, causing two little holes to just appear in Akorta's chest. Akorta bellows in agony and blood starts trickling out, as well as all the other places where Akorta got damaged on the chest. Akorta goes to charge and smash Kanis. Kanis gets out of the way using his tail and just prods Akorta directly in her front eye, knocking Akorta backwards, covering the eye, bellowing in pain. Akorta then puts her back towards Kanis, puts her back towards Kanis. And right when Kanis was about to pounce, Akorta turns around using her fist and punches Kanis directly in the face, uppercutting Kanis, knocking him backwards. Akorta charges towards where she heard the sound of Kanis thumping to the ground, jumps up and smashes her fist directly on top of Kanis. But to Kanis's delight, he was able to just roll out of the way just in time and retaliate back by whipping his tail to knock Akorta back, and he was able to bound around behind Akorta and stab her in her other eye. Poor Akorta, poor Akorta. Now Akorta can't see, and she's just thumping her fists on the ground multiple times. Vines are coming out towards Kanis. Kanis jumps up to avoid all the vines, who just snake up after Kanis, climbing up each of the vines to go after Kanis. And then Kanis actually jumps up and was able to land on top of Akorta. Akorta is trying to get Kanis off, but Kanis is dodging and slashing back at each of Akorta's fists and arms to just stop Akorta from trying to knock him off. And the vines are actually snaking up Akorta just to get to Kanis. And by the time they do get to Kanis is able to jump out of the way, and the vines. But Akorta was under the impression that the vines have caught Kanis. So Akorta thumps her fists on the ground one last time to pull the vines off of her, along with Kanis. But as Kanis wasn't attached, they're actually attached to Akorta, and when they pull off, they pull Akorta down onto the ground as well. And her vines restrain her to where she can't bang her fists on the ground to control vines, causing her to be completely trapped in her own way. Kanis comes out of the shadows, sees that Akorta is trapped, and jumps onto Akorta's chest and starts digging and biting into Akorta while she screams in pain, trying to get the vines off her, but she's not able to the point, and scream was getting very annoying for Kanis, where she puts one of his paws over Akorta's head, another one on her chest, bites down on her neck and twists it, breaking Akorta's neck. Kanis backs off to his chamber, waiting for the next battle. Kanis, the Shadow Hound, has won. Akorta, the All-Seeing Ape, has lost. With that battle, it was a bit strange. I honestly had no idea who could win, because they both had the ability to win. But I gave the victory to Kanis due to the fact that even though Kanis should, I would say, is a lot smaller than Akorta, Kanis has great reflexes, great hearing, great sense of smell, and was Akorta's only good form of sensing someone is her sight, was also maybe being her smell, but not as well as Kanis' smell. When the eyes are gone, Akorta is literally fighting blind as a bat, and literally fighting, just punching at everything she slightly hears, which isn't very good. And when she got restrained down by her vines, which actually wrapped around her, which Kanis used against her, so Kanis is smart, but mainly angry. Akorta got restrained, and because she controls the vines by banging her fists on the ground, but couldn't even move her fists, then she's just there just to witness her death. And Kanis, I think, showed a bit of mercy to Akorta by ending it quickly. Anyway, if you think Akorta should have won, please in the comments below why you think that, but unfortunately my word's final and Kanis has won. But with that being said, that's all for battle number 9 of the new generation. We're going on to battle number 10, and this one's a doozy. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.